Hi, this is Tracy with Yoga Sanctuary, just here for a way that we can set up our Savasana. So we're thinking about one pose, and that's our corpse pose or Savasana, a place where we get to surrender into rest. And I just wanted to show you some ways that we can use the props to really support your body. So one way that can feel really nice, and I'm going to use these yoga props, but if you're at home and you have other things that you're substituting, bed pillows, couch cushions, you can roll a quilt up into a nice tight roll and then put it inside a pillowcase. That can make a nice bolster substitute as well. So I have this yoga bolster and this block, and with the block going that long ways, I put the bolster on top. And what it does is it makes a little ramp that I could put my legs on. You could do this where I put my calf muscles on this side, or you can do it where you put your thighs on this side. And I'm just going to show you for a moment what that looks like. When I come up to it, I'm going to sit right up next to it. And then you see if I'm this way, my feet are going to dangle here, which Judith Lassiter thinks is a great idea. She says if your feet are touching something, sometimes you have an instinct to want to push into the feet and reground, and this can be a way to feel like you're floating. And I'll show you what that looks like if I do it just the other way, which is actually my preferred way. I like the calf muscle way better. I'm going to come up, but sometimes my bottom touches that block. You can decide what works for you. And this one, I just feel a little bit more supported on my low leg, and I like how that feels. So I could, when I have it this way, it just allows for my knees to be really supported. And what that does then is in my low back can relax. So when I have my legs stretched out long in Shavasana, which is kind of that traditional Shavasana, then the weight of my legs is pulling on my pelvis. So I'm in a little bit of a back bend the whole time that I'm resting here, which might be fine if you're doing a short rest, but if you're coming into a longer rest, to really relax the hip joint in the low back, having that support under the knees like you would if you were getting a massage, that's going to benefit you a lot. So another thing that we can do is have under our head a blanket. And if I take the loose edge of this blanket and put it facing upward, when I lay down, I can take that loose edge and make what I call a little tuck. So I'm just going to tuck it around, and then it's going to make a nice way for my head to feel supported. So this is giving me the benefit of the arch of my neck now is fully supported, but it also makes me feel like I can't really roll my head from side to side, which feels nice and sturdy and secure to me. So I really enjoy that. Now, if it's cold, make sure that you cover up with a blanket. And I'm going to show you one thing you can do for your legs, especially if it's cold. Please put socks on first if it's cold too. We want our nervous system to relax, and if the feet and hands are cold, the nervous system will stay on high alert. So I can take my blanket and bring it over and then make like a little sleeping bag for my legs. So I'm going to tuck one side and then the other side, and I want to make sure that my feet feel really cozy in here. I don't need to squeeze the legs together. My knees still have some space between them, but now I'm really cozy all along the bottom. So as I come down, I've got my legs are secure, my feet feel warm. I can bring my head down. That's going to feel really nice. And then this last blanket would be some weight for my hips. So having the blanket in any way that feels good to you. If you have something a little heavier or you have a sandbag, you could definitely use that. But just having a little bit of weight on the hips helps the body to relax. So just like how we would use a weighted blanket to calm the nervous system, there's something that's happening in the nervous system when we come into that resting pose, and we have this warmth, and we have this weight, and we have this support that will really help you to rest. So I hope you can find into that position. Maybe you set a timer for yourself and decide you want to stay there for 10 or 15 minutes. 12 minutes is said to be kind of a magic number for our brains. So if it's possible for you to take a 12-minute rest in your Shavasana, that would be terrific.